Well, welcome guys. Thanks for joining in. I'm just going to wait a few minutes to see if anyone is going to join in as well. But while we wait, I'm just going to be going over some small little features in this session on circulation, and that is the circulation settings module. Within this area, there are so many different things you can turn off and on, all relating to circulation. We'll wait a few minutes and then we'll jump in and have a look. Alrighty, so when circulating, you'll notice that you get some validations appear. Now these validations are toggleable, okay, so there'll be things like if a student has overdue items, when you scan that patron's barcode in, then the validation will appear in circulation. Okay, other things could be if an item has the copy status of available and you're trying to return that item, it will notify you that the item is already marked as available. Okay, so there's a few different little things that I'll go in and show you in our circulations module. But for now, I'll show you how to get there. Okay, I assume everyone knows how to get to circulation, but if you don't, from the menu button, circulation, and then your circulation option here. Okay, once you're loaded up, okay, as you go through, let's see if lib has any errors. Okay, there's a circulation warning straight away. Okay, so it's telling me that there is an expiry which is passed, and the final borrowing date which is also passed, as well as overdue items. Okay, you'll notice at the top right of your screen you have a little cog. Okay, if you click on this, it loads up your circulations configuration page. Okay, you've got a few different headings here that I'll go through. I won't spend a lot of time on this. If you do see something that I don't cover, definitely have a look at our help article, which I will show you how to access, as well as send us a message in the mailbox ticketing system. Okay. First off, let's have a look at the user circulation warnings. Now, user circulation warnings are for your patrons. Okay, so when you load up a patron, it will check a few things if the options are enabled. You can see on our test site, these are the ones that are enabled. So check user's expiry date and the final borrowing date, which popped up as I loaded up the lib user, as well as if the user has overdue items. Okay, so if you don't want anything to appear when you're loaning out to a patron, or you're loading a patron, sorry, you can definitely come in here and deselect whatever it is that you don't want to show. Okay, by default, these are all selected. Okay, so whenever we install you or upgrade you, these options will always be enabled by default. Okay, you also have here, check if the user has reservations. Okay, now if, say, a student has reserved an item or a staff member, as soon as you load them up in circulation and there is a reservation available for them, it will notify you in that circulations warning pop-up. Okay, so just be careful. The more you select, as you can see, we've selected a lot, the more little notifications that will appear in that circulations warning pop-up. Okay, so If you have everything selected, you will need to go through, okay, and just double check what the warnings are. Okay, you also have a loaning and returning section. Okay, so obviously this means as soon as you loan an item out, if any of these warnings are enabled or options are enabled, you will get a notification. Okay, we've got them all selected, and as you go through them, conflict with security, meaning Year 7 students trying to loan out a teacher reference book, for example. As long as you have security set up on your site, then these options will really help you out in that area. Okay, so just go through these and have a look. Kit borrowing is pretty special one for those who use kits in their library. When you do loan out a kit, so let's say you've got a box. Inside the box you have some Legos. Okay, you're not going to go through and scan every bit of Lego that they have because that could take forever. I recently built a Lego rocket and it had almost 2,000 pieces, so I can understand that you wouldn't want to enable every single scan through every single option, but you do have that ability. Okay, so when you do loan out that box, okay, that main kit barcode, it will show every single item within that box. You can enable or disable those options when loaning out as well. Okay, you also have the option to, excuse me, dog's going crazy. You also have the option to set the default of how the loans will appear. Okay, right now we have loan date and set to ascend. Okay, if we jump down to our returning, okay, you have a few different options here. For example, warn if an item status is on loan when returning. Okay, so is not on loan, sorry. So like I said earlier, if it's set to available, you will get the notification appear there. Okay. Down below here, you do have the options to set a reserve slip template. Okay, from here, you've got the different options that you can select from. Okay, these are just the reports that are inside the reservation section. Okay, and then as well as your template, letter template. Okay, so if you create a new custom report for reservations, you can select from here which one it is that you want it to use. Now this one here is pretty important. If you are a school that utilizes the self-circulation module, okay, so you have students or teachers coming in and loaning out for themselves, okay, you'll have, if any validations appear, so say a student has overdues and they scan their barcode in, it will pop up with an error, okay, saying that they have overdues and they need to have a admin come and override that issue for them. That's just so we can stop those students from loaning or continuing to loan when they shouldn't be. Okay, inside here you'll set a password. Okay, so if you have someone monitoring the library at the time, you can just put in any password you want, hit save, and when that error does appear, you can let that person know if there are any validation errors that appear, the password is X. Okay, they'll punch that in self-circulation and away the student goes. Okay, a good thing to use with that self-circulation are the quick scan barcodes. Okay, whatever password you set in here, we'll save it as a barcode. Okay, so let's say like you go to Coles or Safeway, you know, you always do something wrong and it gives you that little red light error thing. You got to wait for someone to come over. Pretty much what they're doing is what we have here. So they'll scan a little barcode which logs them into the system, to the back end of the system, where they can then override any errors that you've produced. Okay, so that's what the password's for. Instead of a user typing it in, pushing OK, You can select the password field, scan the password barcode, and away you go. Okay, so it's good to have on a lanyard or something. So if someone is monitoring self-circulation, they can quickly, easily scan that and allow students or teachers to continue doing what they're doing. Okay, you also have an OK and a cancel option there. That just allows you to quick scan OK, or cancel when learning in self-circulation, as well as your select all and select none. That links back to your kit borrowing. Okay. And then you have the option to print these barcodes or print the password by itself. Okay. If you've made any changes, you do need to click on the save option up here. Okay, it will save any settings that you've changed. Alrighty, so that is it for circulation settings. As you can see, it's very powerful. It allows you to change a lot of the dynamics when circulating. If, for example, you're returning a whole lot of items and you don't need to know that they're already marked as available, you can disable that option, and then as you're returning items, you're not getting any extra pop-ups appear that you have to put your hand on the mouse and click OK or anything like that. It just allows you to quickly return all those items without any issues as well. Alrighty, so definitely have a look. I will put the help article in the description below, so that you guys can jump in and have a quick squiz at that. If you do have any questions, I'm happy to sit here and wait. So inside the YouTube chat, you can place a question. I'll sit here and answer them. But yeah, I appreciate you guys' time coming out and trying to learn something new in the system to help you in the library, or to even help your students and staff members as well. As always, subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you never miss any of these videos that we do. We do weekly sessions like this, as well as lots of training sessions as well. So if you ever are free at the time, you can just jump in, hit that button to watch the live stream. Michael does a lot of SmartSuite trainings, so it's good to catch up on some information, as well as Abby and Mary Jane do a lot for TV4Education as well. So definitely jump in, have a look. We appreciate you guys appearing and asking questions so that we can help you out when you need it. So I will just chill out here for a little bit. If anyone has any questions, please chuck them in the chat. If not, I appreciate you guys coming along, and just don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. That way we can get to you guys anytime we do a live session. Well, as I said before, I really appreciate you guys joining in, Hope to catch you in the tickets. If you have any questions, you can jump into our Facebook community page. Ask a librarian a question there. It's better to get information from someone who's using the system every day. They might have a different way of doing things than what we thought you could do. So definitely jump into our Facebook community channel and have a look at that as well. Again, appreciate you guys. I'll see you.